commercialization, leave alone at idealization. When you just have your products, you have set it rolling and you want to even display it, and a lot of players come in and discourages you. You have the cabs will come in, tell you so many stranger things. You'll find the property guys coming in, copyright guys if you're in software. Kanjo coming in there to tell you the space, you have to pay for it, and many things. So I don't know basically how you are, maybe in Uganda you can share with us, how are you going to eliminate all these guys, all these players who come in, especially for young innovators, to make sure that now at least you're able to move forward to the next stage, because at commercialization there's a lot of discouragement. You will bear with me that even if you go to these TVET tents, maybe at competition level, you'll find that they are supposed even to pay, these students here, they're supposed to pay for copyright, probably even to display whatever they're displaying, and it's maybe 10,000 for a student. If not for institution, then probably they'll not even see the end, the light. So I don't know, you need to share with us, maybe in Uganda, how are you able to beat that space, or beat the players, and make it even softer for people to probably come up with their commercializations in a better way, without a lot of stringence, a lot of bureaucracies. And the other thing that I wanted to just ask, maybe you can also share with us from your end, what is now especially the industry vis-a-vis the institutional partnership? What is now the space that is left for the universities vis-a-vis the TVET? Because they operate in the same space. Like here we have JKUAT, just next to Thika Technical, and many other vocationals also around it. So in terms of innovations, research, and maybe having incubations, what now is left for, what is the space now for the universities where we are in, and what is the space now for the TVET institutions, so that as they basically do their research and innovations, they can be able to work together in a manner that they are not in that space. And with that, I submit, Dr.
Thank you very much. Let me maybe pick also the other one.
You share your last slide as I ask the first questions. My name is Clive Mokono Murwa. I am from Moi University, and I'm happy and blessed to be here today. Exactly that. That's spot on. Thank you, technical team. So the first question is this: what is probably from your research, because I also understand that we cannot dream beyond our exposure, and I want to ride on your exposure with the experience from class and industry. What is the future for non-STEM research? We've talked about science, technology, engineering, and math. But what about them that are doing non-STEM programs in academia? What is the future for them? Will they get funding? Is there a possibility for more innovation in that area? And the second one is, in your last slide, technical team. This one? The previous one? Go forward. Okay. We need to change the mindset and stop exporting value. As a trained economist, I am more interested in how we import value in terms of funding. Is there a way that Africa can come up with ways of funding themselves instead of, and in a sustainable way, fund their research, fund their own things, instead of importing the funding and the support from the international sector? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me try to start with these ones. I've picked a few. I want to start with the last one because it is very pertinent. What do countries need to do to... Research is an expensive venture. The truth is that the first source of funding is from government. The government, as they fund road construction, as they fund health, as they fund any other priority thing. Like in Uganda, let me use Uganda as an example. We have talked to the president that the biggest money goes to defense. So we use that. As you prioritize security and buy all of these other, you understand those things for defense. It's the same way. If you want this country to grow, you should fund research. And we have put the case clear using case examples, Singapore, Korea, what. And that is the mindset I'm talking about. So the first stream of funding research in Africa should be our governments themselves, appreciating that research is not a burden or a liability, but it is a necessary evil they have to do to fund. However, even then, they cannot sustain it. So what are we doing at our center? The beauty of making products, actually, I'm getting the last bunch of money this year because we have already made the economics very clear. The government is going to include my product on the essential medicine list of Uganda. If they told me to supply Tazikov to Uganda, we are actually going to be funding other people because we are going to generate more money that we can be able to fund. Like, for example, maybe those who are not in the health sector may not know. Just know how much money the government spends on mosquito nets. Let me use mosquito nets. It's a lot of money. So if tomorrow you innovated a product that prevents malaria, and they said that we are no longer buying mosquito nets, we are going to buy this product, you'll have a lot of money. So the point I want to say is, we should move away from consumptive research to productive research. And not until you reach that level, that's where the government should be consistent in funding you. When you reach a certain level, then you should be self-sustaining. And this is when also the policies in the country are enabling. This ties in with the question I think my council member here was asking about. There are very many charges. There are very many barriers to commercialization. The first and most important strategy that should be done is a policy. So I don't know if the policy becomes enabling, then they should be able to waiver some of those burdens, because right now what Uganda and Kenya needs is an enabling environment. So why would you charge someone to register an intellectual property when you know that is going to go in the market that is very competitive? So the solution to try to stimulate and promote commercialization is to give incentives, but these incentives comes from a well-crafted policy which talks about all of this. In line with also what my other colleague was saying, I think you raised it, working together is very important. Other than the regulators coming at the end, we should walk this journey from the word, go with them. In Uganda, with my product, NDA is supposed to regulate, but we incorporated NDA at every step. So we work together other than them coming at last. And the other question from my colleague who was talking about non-STEM science, I may not have a good answer for that since I'm from science. But I can speak the policy of Uganda. I think it is very popular. Even the president, when he goes to talk, he doesn't want to hear anything to do with arts first. And it has caused a lot of iniquity in Uganda. To an extent that in Uganda, this is Uganda policy, scientists are earning 5 times more, whether teachers, whether where, 5 times more than the non-STEM people. That is the policy of promoting science. However, from an academic point of view, we are saying, or the minister is saying, if you are not from science, whatever you are doing, how do you make it a product? And the definition of a product is something that can sell. It can be a good or a service. So if you are not from science and you are able to do a product, can be a publication, but you can sell it, then you will have space for money. But if you are not going to have something sellable, you can't get innovation money in Uganda. I don't know whether that is sufficient. If I've left any, I'm very sorry. I don't know if there's anything I've not answered.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you agree with me that this was a much needed presentation, right? Oh yes, let us appreciate Dr. Samuel one more time. Thank you so much, Samuel. You have done an absolutely beautiful job. You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are going to move into another session of a panelary session. We are going to have our panelists who are going to have this particular session. Kindly just allow me to introduce them very shortly, very briefly, and then we are going to have the chair, Grace Njuguna, give a more detailed introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Karanja Kimiri from KNCCI Central Region. Yes? Thank you. All right. We have Mr. Geoffrey John Omao, the Chief Manager, KRA Central Region. We also have Engineer Henry Pwani, Deputy Director, Research, Innovation, IESR. Then finally, we have Dr. Catherine Baisi, the Deputy Director, Environmental Education and Awareness. For just 1 minute, kindly allow me to ask you to stand up. I know you're a bit tired. Just stand up as the panelists are coming to have their seats. Just stand up kidogo. Stand up kidogo just for 1 minute so that we can stretch, and we can actually concentrate during the plenary discussion. I'm going to invite my co-MC, Mr. Nguma, to take us through this particular very short session of stretching. Then the panelists can take the stage.
Thank you very much, host MC, Ms. Ndinda. You see, when people get to 70, some of them retire, but for us, we are even launching the first of its kind, so we are young. Sindio, as young as we are, I want you to follow me. I want you to put your hands in the air, both of them. I will place my mic here so that you can all see me.
Mr. Nguma, I have surrendered. Instructions were not my thing. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, kindly let's put our hands together for the panelists wakija could take the stage. Let's appreciate them. And then I'll invite Madam Grace to give us a more detailed introduction. Let's take the stage kindly. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely lady, the person who's going to be in charge of this particular session, the chair, Madam Grace Njuguna. Karibu, ma'am.
The chief guest in absentia, our chief principal, the council chair, council members, our partners, TVET principals, TVET trainers and trainees present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Grace Njuguna, the deputy principal, Michuki National Polytechnic, in charge of academic affairs. And on behalf of our Polytechnic, I welcome you to our panel discussion. The title of the discussion is Skills Development and the Future of Work Amongst the Youth. So, in keeping with our theme on harnessing research, innovation, and technology for sustainable economic development and youth empowerment, let's underline youth empowerment. So in our topic, we are going to discuss about the skills that the youth need so that they can be able to fit into the future work environment or into the industry. So before I continue so much, I'll give an opportunity to our panelists who are here to introduce themselves and the areas from where they have come. Karibu sana.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Henry Pwani. I'm head of research at the ISR. ISR is owned by KPLC, that's Institute of Energy Studies and Research. And it's my pleasure to be here to contribute to the discourse of this conference, and hopefully that my contribution will make an impact in the lives of the youths and also in building knowledge and expanding the space of RSTI as we move forward to innovating and also following the direction that our first speaker has presented this morning. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Ruth Derito. I am presenting Dr. Catherine Baisi. I work for NEMA, National Environment Management Authority, in the Department of Environmental Education, Awareness and Training. And I am grateful to be here today. This is an area that maybe we would really want to integrate, to work with TVETs, and you have already started this kind of a journey with the Nyeri and others. And it's all about environmental awareness and what it is that we are going to protect the environment. And actually, I'm delighted to be here and be one of the people in this panel. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My voice might not be very loud, but I think I'll catch up with time as I gain confidence. My name is Geoffrey John Omao, the Chief Manager, KRA Central Region. I think the only title that is found in the Bible about taxation. I'm here to share and listen to what this great institution has done over the 70 years. We are also celebrating 30 years as KRA. And so I think we have a lot to share in terms of the transformation that has taken place in your institution and our institution. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. George Karanja. I am a National Director of Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I also represent the Central Region, the 5 counties. As a Chamber of Commerce, we can call us the link between the academia and commercial, because we have membership across this country of all the big organizations. They are our members. We interact with them. There is a lot of interaction between anything to do with the trade, whether internal or external from this country, any agreements that are signed in this country by the government or the other, it come through mainly the chamber. At the moment, we have more than 144 MOUs with the different countries that are there, available. And so we are here to share what is happening in the market at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists, the 3 gentlemen and the lady. So before we start our discussion, maybe a small background. You find that our country, and specifically even our region, is known for agriculture, entrepreneurship, strong educational institutions, innovations, and so on. However, when we think about the world of work, it is rapidly changing due to technology, digital transformation, climate changes, globalization, and so on. So in this panel discussion, we will ask a very critical question. Are the youth prepared for the future of work? And as we discuss some of the objectives that we'll be trying to meet, we try to think of the emerging skills needed by the youth for future employment, to bridge the industry training gaps Sometimes as TVET institutions, we are accused of not matching our training to the industrial needs. Then, of course, there is the emerging issue of greening, that is promotion of green and digital jobs. And of course, again, even having someone from the Chamber of Commerce, the Regional Chamber of Commerce, in our panel, we'll also be discussing matters entrepreneurship, especially for the youth. So welcome our panelists, and what look like for the young people in Kenya. At least you give it your 1 minute answer so that we set the pace for our discussion. So karibu.
Thank you. Good afternoon again. I think I'll take 1 minute as guided. I have worked in the energy industry with KPLC for a period of 16, 17 years now. So I'll talk about Kenya Power, or rather the energy space in terms of generation, transmission, and also distribution, and also the commercial end, that's metering and the rest. How many years have we been within this space in terms of active grid? And by grid, I mean the machines for generation, the infrastructure for generation, transmission, distribution, and also the commercial sector. That is the sale of electricity. We have had a big transition. Many years ago, we were a lot mechanical. Our generation, monitoring was absent. In our generation, data utilization to make decisions and also control our generators was simply absent. In transmission, we had equipment that were mainly mechanical in nature. You talk about relays, electromechanical. You talk about switch gears. There was no integration of intelligent electronic devices. Moving forward, at the metering point, we had a lot electromechanical meters. Now, there has been transition between then and now. Today, we have a lot of technologies that have come on board to help us manage our grid more reliably. Again, today, talk about generation, we were mostly non-distributed generation. Today, we have a lot of distributed generation all over the country. Talk about solar, talk about wind generation, and mini grids that are separate from grid. So things have changed. Today, we are talking about electronic devices that are able to manage the grid, collect data, make decision. Today, we can have equipment talking with each other. The breaker is talking with the relay is talking with another relay, one substation is talking with another substation. And so the future is transiting very quickly. For the young people, the acquisition of the necessary technology will place you in a better place to fit into the changing energy sector. And that is probably what we'll be discussing even more. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Lumao. And I believe the electrical engineers present, the students taking the diplomas and the crafts in electrical engineering, you have heard it, that there have been a lot of changes, technological changes. The equipment that have been used in the past, is it, engineer, are not what are being used now, and therefore, as youth who are likely to work in the industry of electrical, then you have to start thinking about transformation in terms of digital. So next panelist, Madam from NEMA.
Thank you so much for this kind of a question. I know in the space that I am in environment, we are changing. Today, earlier on, we had regulations that were looking for data, but we know now it is a fact that we have climate change. We know for now we are not working towards managing our waste well. We know we don't have water harvesting, and therefore looking at that area, then you're looking at job that is going to change. One, how we handle our waste, how we handle climate change, how we handle issues to do with environment in general, and therefore then we need to also have to be very well articulate towards issues to do with how do we get the data, where are the issues, and the third thing is that we need to know even how the AI or the issues of technology will assist us to ensure that we are better managing our environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next panelist.
Thank you. I will speak from the background of a taxman. KRA began with the manual systems many years ago in the mid-90s. But over the period of 30 years, a lot of transformation has taken place, and specifically on the digital space. And I want to address myself to the young workforce that we have that is coming out of institutions like the one where we are at. One, are getting less and less. To give an example for KRA, we have out of the 7 departments, one that has been put aside specifically to deal with business, automation, technology, and innovation. And I see ourselves transforming into an AI-driven institution where registration, filing, making payments, and even audits driven by the digital skills. So I can say, yeah, they have a bright future.
Thank you, Mr. Geoffrey from KRA. And I believe that our young people, especially the ones doing the ICT career, especially if you are able to be digital and if you have transformed yourself, because even the filing of the tax returns is something that you can start with. Because always we say you start with the low-lying fruits. Something as simple as filing the tax returns for the people around you can earn you some money. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think to add, digital space is very important, but another aspect that is coming, we see from the commercial aspect is language. I think I would say every student needs to know at least 2-3 languages to be able to communicate effectively. You may have all the skills, but when you lack the language, you'll be discriminated by most of the employers. So, and even working, if you look at Africa, for example, even not anywhere, we have Francophone, those who speak French, Portuguese, English, and we are all trading and we are all working. And you find that most of the times they want workers and they want people, young people, but since they cannot communicate, it becomes a challenge. So that is something that I would want for the workforce as a future. It's an integral part of a young person.
Thank you very much. Young people, I hope you are listening. There is also the issue of language. And I would also comment that as Michuki, we are in that space. We have started, we'll soon be offering Russian language classes. And also for our tourism students, we are teaching them French. So I believe we are in keeping with what is out there, what the future holds for us. So as we continue our discussion, my next question is for Madam. How is the transition to green economy creating new opportunities for young people? How can you comment on that? Transition to green economy vis-a-vis opportunities for our young people.
Thank you. One of the things that is coming out with green economy, and I know the TVETs are actually in this discussion, the green economy places us at a place whereby now we are looking at issues to do with the environment, and we have already in this country something called GESIP, that is the Green Economy Implementation Strategy. It is a 2016 to 2030 program. But what is this space? It talks about issues to do with energy. It talks about issues to do with waste management, that's circular economy. And circular economy, I mean that you're talking about how you redesign, how you design your waste. There are things that we are calling circularity. And you're saying that whatever you produce from your house, should be like this, and therefore it is issues of segregation, and therefore bringing in the opportunity of people to be able to collect that waste from that aspect and segregating it, characterization of waste. That's one thing. And you're able to characterize it in such a way that you're having the green bin with organic waste. And how is that organic waste going to be taken? It has its own process, whereby now we are thinking BSF, that is black soldier fries and all that, the whole aspect of that. But then when you come to issues of your waste, the product, how are you packaging your product? And therefore brings another opportunity of circularity, whereby when you bring in this issue of how this water we have today, how do you package it for better recycling, for these things to be, for our ecosystem. And I am here studying in a place whereby it's in Muranga, and the issues of how are we managing even our agriculture, and the issues of land side. How can we really manage? How can we create systems of early warning that can actually alert people early alone to be able to be moved from that? And therefore, the green economy brings the issue of all these to as a country. Are we then able to even, especially the issue of waste? I know the area of waste has a lot of opportunities, from recycling, from managing hazardous waste, and also managing even our landfills. I know in Muranga we have that. Composting, turning it to fertilizers. And all these areas of, at this time of environment, we're saying for better environment is also well done. A lot of opportunities there. The issues of also managing hazardous waste, that is e-waste actually, that is coming out from all our phones and everywhere. But then the other, and then the issue of even ecosystem management and also renewable energy. These spaces require us to be, there are many, many opportunities in that green job. A clean, green.
What I've underlined from her answer, the issue of waste. Waste can be turned into money. And when the keynote speaker was talking about innovation, he was saying that an innovation that is good, there has to be the issue of turning it into money. When you are doing research, it should be something that you can monetize. And our expert on the environment has said that even in waste. So the next question goes to Dr. Karanja from the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So, Daktari, organizations like the TVET.
Thank you. I think for one, the mandate of Chamber of Commerce is one, advocacy for the businesses, facilitation for the trade, and organizing exports. And that is, if somebody wants to invest in Kenya, then we have the database to link them to the industry. So what that means is that we are in a position to understand what the employers or the investors need, and because they usually give us what their requirements. And I'm happy that we have been working with some of the TVETs. Like tomorrow we are going to sign an MOU with Kabete, National Technical, about linkages, about trainings on not really the actual training of the student, but preparing them for market so that they are able to know what the market needs. Because you are here, you train them for the skills, but for the market. For example, the other day we are in Germany and they wanted a lot of our artisans, plumbers and all this, but they are electricians. The problem is that their coding is different from our coding. Markets, you need to, if it is to adjust, and that's another institutions, so that they are able to.
Was telling us about that there has to be a link between the training institutions and the industry. And we must work hand in hand. Engineer Henry, next to me here. So engineer, what technical and practical skills are in high demand right now in the energy industry? I believe you are from the energy industry, is it?
Yes, I'm from energy industry.
And we have quite a lot of trainees here also who are taking electrical engineering and other forms of engineering.
Yes.
So,
From the onset, I want to say that we also recognize the gap that has been there for quite some time between the industry and academia as a bigger share of the energy sector. Problems are occurring right out there in the field. They may not be occurring in class, practical problems. So if you want to innovate, we have data that can support you, in terms of practical that can support you. So please come over and engage us so that we can be able to move forward. To this question of what technical skills are necessary, as we talked about, there's a lot of transition. Today we have a lot of electronics within our energy space. We are monitoring our grid with intelligent electronic devices. Definitely that tells you that electronics engineering is becoming very central in marketing or providing you with an opportunity to venture into energy space. We have had a lot of generation technologies that have changed. Today we are talking about solar, which anybody can be able to install. So having knowledge in solar, and maybe this is important also, very soon, EPRA is launching net metering. What it means is you can generate your solar energy from solar, utilize what you need, and what you don't need, you put it on the grid, and you will be paid on a net basis. So what does that say? Everybody will want to install solar. You will not require battery storage to install solar. Battery storage is what was making solar very expensive. And as you install solar, you will require services from technicians. So for young people who are coming up, venturing into solar space is going to give you a very important, or rather, a very big area of expertise. Now, finally, I know, Madam, time is of essence. The area of AI, artificial intelligence. The biggest challenge that we have now in the energy sector, and I'm talking about grid, is being able to know when the problem is occurring and taking sufficient measure at the time. What I mean is we are not able to harness data, analyze data in real time, and make a corrective action. Our transformers are failing because we don't know when did it start failing, when did it start experiencing high temperatures and all that. So that space of harnessing data, being able to analyze data and make a decision, that is addressed in AI. Please, young people, be interested in what is happening in artificial intelligence. People assume it's a technical or difficult area. It is not. As old as I am, I have done up to advanced level, and I can confirm to you it's possible for you to start and be able to move. Finally, before Madam closes me down, I know our education structure in Kenya is you do your exam, pass, and leave out. I had an opportunity to be in South Korea for 2 years doing my master's, and the kind of teaching approach is team learning and team teaching. What that emphasizes is we can only achieve anything when we are working together. In Kenya, they say, build one level, I come and put down the level, I start from a scratch. In South Korea, they say, because you build the first level, let me add the next, so that the other person can come and add the next. You cannot survive in the workspace and be able to be innovative, be able to be impactful, unless we embrace teamwork. And it can only start by building the right culture, even in learning, that we are not learning as separate, but we are learning together, bring together our different experiences, different understanding, and be able to impact the society through innovation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Engineer. I think what I've really noted, team learning and team teaching. So that even as we learn new things, we've heard from Engineer that there's a lot of ICT knowledge that even the people working in electrical should have. And I think as a national polytechnic, the challenge is on our side, Chief Principal. We need to start courses that are infusing ICT into electrical, because from engineer, those are the current skills that we need. But again, also, even as we go to new frontiers, there is the issue of team teaching and also team learning. So that is well noted. Then again, also, the issue of solar has come out strongly. That is the renewable energy. And at least I think for that one at Michuki, we are ahead because we have a course, a short course on solar installation. And also it's part of the modularized curriculum that we're implementing. But still, I feel there's a challenge. We should venture into new courses. As a national polytechnic taking our mandate, we can come up with curriculums that infuse ICT into electrical so that our graduates can fit in the work industry. So as we continue with our discussion, young people, huwa inasemwa tulipe ushuru tujitegemee. So this question goes to our KRA Central Region Manager. What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs about tax compliance when starting a small business?
Thank you. When I look at those who are seated here, I see a lot of potential because all of us are taxpayers. You're either paying it as a consumer or as an employee or as a business person in form of corporation tax. Now, our young entrepreneurs, let me just give you my small experience. I also had the privilege for a short study. You can imagine they don't have kettle, they have no cuckoos, they have no tea, but yet they are the example we are using. That means even as entrepreneurs, we need to sit somewhere and think around your space. What is it that you can do that is not the common thing that everyone else is doing? And that's why our presenter said innovation is key in coming up with something that will benefit you when you transit it into commercial purposes. So as a taxman, this is the advice I would give you. One, when you begin your business, please get the right information so that you register well, you're able to file your returns, you are able to make your payments in the simplest way possible. KRA has made it easier and simplified compliance such that you can do it using your phone. We're now having a USSD *22# that you can use to do all your KRA-related issues without necessarily having to visit the KRA office, without having to rely on manual forms. And I would say, therefore, since kulipa ushuru ni sisi tunajitegemea, even if you are small, you can always start at your level. The cost of your business has largely been reduced by the simplification of the processes that are required by KRA for young entrepreneurs and businesses to comply. It's now possible to engage KRA digitally from whichever space or place you are without having to struggle hard to visit a KRA office. So, one other last word. Remember, integrity is key. A lot of people who have good ideas have had their ideas stolen or have been made to lose in their trials by lack of information on how to carry out your entrepreneurial attempts. So integrity, very key. Be as transparent not only to your own customers, but also to the government and those that do business with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So young people and even the audience at large, you have heard from the taxman, and he is encouraging that we have to have integrity. Then again, the good news is that as far as the issue of relating or engaging with KRA is concerned, they have made it as simple as a USSD code. So we don't have excuses. Even using your phone at the comfort of your home, you can be able to engage with KRA so that your business can always be compliant. Remember, as we train you, especially like the students who are here, the entrepreneurship teachers who are here, we usually have the legal requirements. There's that topic, legal requirements for business. And that is why we've had someone from KRA talk to us about this, so that even as we venture into self-employment, as we also ensure we have skills that can help us to be employed in the future, it's good that we have all the information. We are coming to the tail end of our panel discussion. So at this juncture, I will invite Madam Dinda to come and take shot in a minute. Then we shall conclude. Thank you. Karibu, Madam Dinda.
Thank you very much for a very engaging discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just take 2 questions from you, and then we can proceed to the next session. Yes, any questions kindly? Yes? Yeah, a comment or a question is okay.
Thank you, presenter. Nice emceeing, by the way.
Asante.
This goes to the KRA, to the KRA officer. Just one thing, if you fix this, then we are good to go. We are not really hurt to where the money goes to, but when you communicate to us as taxpayers, customer service kidogo itafanya tulipe. You know, sometimes wakati mnatuambia you have this to pay, tunakaa kama wezi. So if KRA can train their staff to talk to us nicely, kidogo tu, tutarekebisha na tutajitegemea. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Tumesema tutajitegemea, tutafanya hiyo maneno. Do you have any comment to counter? All right.
Actually, I'm not countering it. I want to appreciate, because that is a very genuine concern. You remember, as many as are seated here, we have different personalities. And oftentimes you get some of our own respond to the client's concerns with an attitude. Yeah? And so to remove that, KRA is trying in every way to remove that direct interaction with the officer. It is creating systems where you can log on, do your inquiries, get responses, and at the same time, it has given you a platform to give us feedback. And so whenever you are not given a good service, please, you can go to iWhistle and pass that information to us. And indeed, someone said that KRA has been given money to change, a lot of money to change from A to S. I don't know whether anyone of you saw that some billions were given so that we can have a change from KRA to KRS. Yes, that is the truth, and part of it is to deal with those concerns of customer experience, customer friction at the touch points.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our Madam Principal, Chief Principal Anne, she has a comment or a question. Asante, sir.
Thank you so much. Mine is a comment. At the same time, I'll also be able to give some few insight of what we are doing internally, because again, we are supposed to embrace policy. One of the challenges that came up this morning was the question of being able to have policies that are able to support the process, and especially for us in the training space. One of the issues that we are realizing is that we are trying to create job creators as we also train. And therefore, the information that is coming even from the KRA officer is that compliance is a requirement. I would want to inform that as an institution, we have been able to come up with quite a number of innovations. We have been able to undertake the purification of our water. So we have our purified water. We have also been able to undertake processing of our bread, which is now being taken in the secondary schools that are around us as they're buying from here. But we are continuing as we consult with the KRA to be able to comply and so that we can take these products to the market. Because at the end of the day, we look forward to a point where we can be able to make money, make income, and also commercialize the applied science department so that we are able to, one, be able to comply with the government policies, two, be able also to create income to supplement, and three, to be able also to mentor the youth that we are training that it is doable. It is possible to translate the skill training to job creation and to commercialization and entrepreneurship. When it comes to the component of the green curriculum, we are saying that greening is not just a component of the waste disposal, and I want to really appreciate what has been given to us today in the area of greening. But now we are also going a step further. Here we train on solar, but that is not adequate. How do we adopt greening as a lifestyle? And one of the things that we are impacting in our trainees is ensuring that greening as a component is part of their life skills, so that even as they deal with the waste management, then they are able to handle waste appropriately. We are looking at how we can also be able to sustainably affect our economy, because we are looking at the diminishing resources, the natural resources, and we are also seeing how we can also be able to maximally tap into those natural resources. One of the projects that we are currently engaging the government on is on the solarization project, and so that we can be able to support or supplement the KPLC power. This cuts down on cost too. It also helps us to reduce on the carbon emissions and also be able, probably in a near future, and on the carbon credit. So we are saying that as a TVET, as we look at the skilling and the job ready, that we have opportunities that we can be able to tap into, and it is just a wake-up call for all of us to embrace the future. And because a long time we used to say that the future is coming, but the future is here with us. And the sooner we embrace what is happening or the transformation that is within our space, the better for us. And therefore, I want to sincerely appreciate that the information that has come through in this discussion. So even as we sit back with my oversight body, the council, and with also the members of the management and trainers, I want to believe that even as the trainees listen to you, they know that let us adopt policy. Let us be able to incorporate the various aspects that have been discussed today into our skilling, and so that at the end of the day, we can be able to have a skilled labor force that is work ready. Thank you.
All right, Madam Anne, thank you very much for such an insightful comment. We are glad that you are on the forefront, leading from the front. Asante sana. I want just one last one. It should be short. Just one last one, kindly, and then we can proceed. Asante, karibu.
Thank you very much, our panelists. Mine was just very simple comment because it cuts across all of you, and it's also in relations to what these young guys do here in terms of innovations. I will want you to make it easier for them because you've talked about a number of issues that basically touches on their aspects of research, innovations, and how it creates also jobs to them and also engaging them. But I will also want you also to bring out also on the aspects of the partnership that you can offer to institutions like ours here, and even to these young graduates, because you find that there are very nice products that cuts across all your departments. If it is power, if you go to these stands here, there are very good products that touches on energy. If you talk about NEMA, we have a lot of things to do with the environmental issues and green economy. If it's about KRA, you've talked about digital applications. We have them here. And even in the world of business, they are here in this stand here. So my point is, how can you be able to now, from at your own levels, so that what role can you be able to play so that you're able to mentor these young innovators, so that sometimes if I look back, I see that most of the state agencies don't go for local solutions. Like if you're talking about digital applications that KRA uses, even your ERP that you use in Kenya Power or in KenGen, they're all not local, and I'm sure you know that. So I think it's high time also you start promoting these guys with their local solutions. Maybe you can, if you can adopt some of them, if not one, then it can even really motivate them, because sometimes some of these innovations that we have here ends up at an incubation stage. But now if you come in, probably partner with us, have some even funds, some even competition with us for those who are winners. And we see it also at national level, you using those products. I think that will be the best joy that we can have as an TVET institution. So my comment is that as you go back, it should be now a conversation that you can have from what you see in this TVET institution, not just in Michuki, so that we can now start having a real partnership from your end, so that you can start adopting even the local solutions. And I'm sure some of them are really good. Like what you are talking about, the issues of disaster management. We have very good local solutions here in these stands for TVET. And, but when reality comes in, when you start doing your procurement, these guys are always eliminated. You go for the other solutions. But I think that is the area that I think we need to really, we have a number of players in them, but I think when that discussion starts, it can really motivate these guys that we are teaching here. And with that, I think I submit.
Thank you. Asante sana. I like the fact that you asked the question and you also came up with the solutions. But I'll probably ask just one panelist to just give briefly, engineer, you could probably just comment on that. Then I'm going to give Madame to give the final submission.
Yeah, that's a very good comment. As KPLC, I think we've already realized that and we started working on it. ISR is a gateway into the energy sector as far as KPLC is concerned. We have opened doors for any researcher, any innovator to come on board to showcase how his innovation aligns with the energy sector. And we are ready to support in terms of funding. We are ready to support in terms of supporting commercialization, prototyping, the entire journey. And if it can be able to support KPLC business, for instance, it will be onboarded as one of the solutions in the energy management ecosystem. Secondly, we want also to let you know that as KPLC, we are providing infrastructure for innovation and research. Right now, we have a portal we call Innovation Portal, where right now it's still in-house, but we are soon opening it to the public, where you can post your concept, it's analyzed, you are invited for discussion, and then it's taken through the channels of ideation all the way to prototyping and commercialization. Within KPLC, we already have very encouraging innovations. We've been buying what we call oven for drying transformers. Right now we have our own that we have manufactured. It can be able to be controlled remotely. It has been proven to have captured or rather recovered very many faulty transformers. And up to now, from analysis, the payback period was about 2 months. So you can see how much value we have been transporting to China in terms of buying finished products. If such innovations are available within institutes, let them come forward, and through my office we'll be able to support and be able to give them a platform to showcase their concepts and support them also in financing and prototyping process. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, engineer. Ladies and gentlemen, I see we have quite a number of questions. Kindly allow us to pick the questions and we'll see if we can find some time probably to look at them in the afternoon, kindly. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Madam Chair to just make her final conclusions, very brief, then we can move on to the next session. Karibu.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So as we conclude our session, I'm going to give our panelists 30 seconds to give their parting shot so that we can finish. And we'll start with Daktari from Kenya Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
30 seconds, kindly.
For us in business, we believe in business. And so any innovator need to know that we link businesses. And anybody, there's no small business. There's nothing. You need to reach out to us. We are spread across all the 47 counties. So if you are, wherever you are near, you can go there, have your innovation, discuss with the officials, and you'll be linked to the right people.
Thank you very much. So we can have Mr. Omao.
Sorry. Quickly, let me say KRA gives opportunities for attachment, internship, and even employment. But the greatest news I can give you is if you check on some digital person that speaks to taxpayers, Shuru, that was an idea of an internship. So an intern who did that work. And so there is hope that your people, once we put it on the portal, please let them apply. Then last, since you have business initiatives within the institution, once you need our technical support as to how you should be filing or any registration issues, please be free to reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam, it's your chance now.
Okay, thank you so much. As we come to this end, I want to ask all of us to think about how we are managing our waste. And I want to give into particular the textile waste, and I want to throw it back to you because that's a place we need of innovation. There are issues to do with electronic waste. I want to throw back to the TVET and see how then are we going to deal with that issue. And the issue of composting avocado waste in Muranga. How can this institution really help in that area? But then we have been now coming to the decisions. I think these are the first times we are having engagement with TVET through your director, Ann Kamojo, and therefore we're coming to you. But what we are asking, and also we have a space, that these are issues that are dealing with environmental issues. We have no one in that in that area. We need more innovation. And you're welcome for issues to do to the training. You can come and talk to us. We have open door for people who will come to us and tell us this is how we're going to manage this, and then we can be able to promote them here and also to deal with solutions for this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, Engineer Henry.
Thank you. My parting shot is that we have all that it takes to impact our country economically through research and innovation. And I would compare our country to South Korea in just maybe 2 or 3 aspects. One is our land size. We are just about 5 times the Korean land in land mass. That translates into minerals that we have and everything. Korea faces a very, very unfavorable climatic conditions. We have favorable climatic conditions. The only mineral that Korea has, or the only resource that Korea has is its waters and also human beings. We have a vast of minerals, we have a vast of resources, but see where Korea is today. Only by embracing technology, by embracing innovation. You can never miss a single day where there is no conference on innovation and research in South Korea. No single day. You simply go and ask, where do we have conference today? They will tell you it's here. So what I'm saying is we have everything and even more than what we need to be able to transform this country through research and innovation. We only need to embrace teamwork. We only need to have commitment, that belief, and bring together the small resources we have so that we can push this sector of research and innovation and translate it into economic empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So as we conclude, the audience, the innovators present, the ball is in your court. Even from the panelists, we have been informed that many organizations, even the ones represented in front here, are ready to sponsor, are ready to assist their innovators. So the ball is on the side of the innovators so that they can come up with innovations and they can be assisted. So at this point, I wish to thank the audience so much for listening to our panel discussion. I also wish to thank my panelists, because without them, we would not have a discussion. Asanteni sana. So I hand it over to the MC.
All right, thank you very much. Let us appreciate them. Tuwapigie makofi jamani. Najua mna njaa lakini nitawapanga. Thank you so much, Madam Grace Njuguna. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you, our panelists. Asante sana. Kindly, just before we go for lunch, allow me to just appreciate a few dignitaries who are here with us. It would be an abomination not to acknowledge these particular good people. Engineer Caroline Kosgei and Benetti Kennedy from IESR, Kenya Power. We also have Dr. Joshua Njiro, the Chief Manager, Research and Development, Kenya Bureau of Standards. We have quite a number of principals, CATI principals. We have Mr. Newton Shivachi from Ebukanga TVC. We have David C. Githaiga from Madhayo TVC, Mr. Henry Ngari from Daragwa TVC, and Mr. Michael Wabwire, the principal representative, Ugunja TVC. We also have our partners and stakeholders. We have Jonathan Muriuki, Amika Sako, and we have Nancy K. Mugambi, Relationships Manager, KCB Moranga. Thank you so much for being here. We truly do appreciate you. Our panelists, you've done an absolutely good job. Tuwapigie makofi one more time. Asante. And finally, I'd just like to give some directions when it comes to lunch. We are going to break for lunch for just like around 30 minutes, and then we'll be back for the final keynote presentation from Professor Lucy Waruguru. We have two venues. We have staff lounge. The staff lounge, there we are going to have the paper crew and the police officers. And then finally, at the boardroom, we are going to have the panelists, members of the governing council, the keynote speakers, and members of management, MINAP. Thank you so much for being a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest. We truly do appreciate you. See you in the afternoon with much more energy, around 30 minutes, kindly. Thank you so much. God bless you. DJ, take it away. All right, DJ, thank you very much, my DJ. I see you are waiting. You are asking at what point. We are going to have our ushers. Our ushers are going to usher you to your rightful rooms. Asante, DJ, let's go. All right, one more announcement, DJ. Thank you very much. Our trainers, we are going to Impala Lounge for our lunch. Trainers, we are going to Impala Lounge for our lunch. What about the trainees? They know. All right, DJ, take it away. Turn the cars. Eh?
Let you know I'm loving now, they do me slow. Baby, cause telling me you already know. Got every head turning, I see the press coming. So what you telling me now? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? What's popping? Back out, there's no stopping. What's coming? Feeling the energy, adrenaline rushing. Real talk, now real talk, they wanna know. Guess you never heard of me, I'm popping out like confetti. Love it, call me energy, cause I'm the one they wanna see. Party or balance, easy body on my G's, they low-key pretty, take them easy on me, you get too much teeth. If you give me body,
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at this particular juncture, as you go for lunch, I'd just like to appreciate our sponsors, those who've made this conference possible. I'd like to appreciate Coca-Cola. Asante sana. We have Farmer's Choice, your guarantee of quality all the time. And of course, we have the Kenya National Highways Authority, quality highways, better connections. That's right. Then we have NCBA. our bank sponsors, they are there. They are open for you to open your bank accounts or have any queries on your monies. I know when it comes to money issues, people are very particular about that. Just visit them so that they can answer any query that you might have. Equity Bank is also here. Equity Bank is also here. You're listening and caring partner. And then we have KCB Bank. Wako hapa, kindly just go and open your bank accounts if you have that need. Alafu pia tuko na Magunas supermarket ambao wanasema tunasherehekea bei ya mwananchi. Sherehekea bei ya mwananchi every single time. We also have Gaunsi, your trusted graduation partner. And finally, we have Kenya National KNCCI, who are here with us. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. We truly do appreciate right now, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to go and eat kidogo. I'm a bit also, under the weather in terms of energies. And then we'll be back after 30 minutes. I'll be calling you back right here to continue with our presentations. Good stuff.
Mr. Chips. It's Gears on the beats. Mr. Chips.
Highly spiritual. Suspect. Makoma na you ram a ball suspect. Be hitting my matene boxes. Get the county, my co 35 doctors. Oh, yeah, me can be the offset. Surely no one me with the feeling of the Zozi. Me ball who's a blue gun is 20. Second, my bravo, ya Pisaka Bumuno, Edichumu, in the Cody. There is Saza 1J. Ni my dem one of Musanche. Na besike na mala melanche. Minini me do pay be ko campaign. Because I got my baby something. Send me hotel. bed pool.
Charlie, too conscious.
Mr. Autry on the sax.
Showers, Donzi.
Mr. Chubis.
Chale bushit indike sane unusi. Ocean of double find the mic again. Yeah. Chale munyami mami nkomeni. Problems are behind me, so we go. Just keep your head up, give thanks to the most high, enjoy the pushing station. Your girlfriend left you with the BC, make it your body.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm looking for a plumber. My house is completely wet. Canvas Records.
Oh my God.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Another anthem. Suda. Tipsy G. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey girl, tell me Davina you want river. Ninywe asali ama maziwa. Kiona na ogani memwagiwa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey girl, no kwanga fine hauna maringo. Forever Kila kichwa ni kuwai shingo. Ayayay, cause she's a water park. Yeye ndo amefanya niwe Aquaman. I can swim over land and sea. Keep you close cause you're on demand. Why? I know what you want. Privacy and a master key. Friendly face you can sit upon when you're traversing over Babylon. Oi, yeah. Ulicheza na tap sasa maji na mwagika. Piga namba ya plamba. Atokuwe mbali bado pipe inaweza fika. Piga namba ya plamba. Piga namba. Piga namba. Piga namba ya plamba. Piga namba. Piga namba. Piga namba ya plamba. Ulicheza na tap sasa maji.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear my voice, tafadhali make your way back to the tent. We want to begin our afternoon session. The presenters are already back, so tafadhali kama unaisikia sauti yangu, jongea katika ukumbi, tukaweze kukianza kipindi cha masaa ya mchana ama kipindi cha pili, na tukaweze kuendelea kutoka hapo. So everybody out there, natumai kwamba mmepata chamcha kilicho kitamu na kizuri. We are now satisfied. Please come back to the tent so that we can proceed with our programs. And in the meantime, if you're already seated, thank you for being punctual. Ningekuomba tu sasa usonge mbele kwa kiti ambayo iko empty mbele yako, so that those who are coming after us can occupy the seats behind. Kindly move to the chair ahead of you so that we can allow a good planning for those who are yet to join us. Tafadhali, we are about to begin our afternoon session. Please come back so that we can proceed together. Kama unasikia sauti hii, make your way back to the tent. My DJ, waite.
Man, Tipsy G, Big Baba. Skiza ngoma inawashika, inawabamba, inapiga, inawabeba mpaka mamadha. Anakuangalita kinidaya na nitafta. Nazama nikana sakateja huko ndakas. Sina hizo sadidi mina konga msupaterian. Rangi meshika njokia na kaka Caucasian. Chepke moi anakonga vegetarian. Big Baba nina wasupa kila area. Number 1 kuna mama dam. Basi na kam number 2 nikikam through. Mikono juu number 3 ni fresh and clean. Nikifika scene number 4 kani shagla. Iko ya do number 5 when in my type. Loko na ties number 6 kauna bestie. Mwingize kwa mix number 7. Dunga jale yangu kuna njeve. Number 8 ukizitoka si winame.
Wasupa kila area code. Kile mali hadi inako. Wapanasu. Wananitesa. Wasupa kila area code. Kile mali hadi inako. Wapanasu. Moonlight love. And when you walk alone with me, whoa, people say that our love isn't true, but to prove that it's true, I would die for you, and that's why you're my love. Love mama moonlight, love mama love mama moonlight, love mama. There is no other. You are my love.
Asante sana kwa wale ambao wanaendelea kurudi na kukaribia. Tafadhali naona bado wengine tumesimama katika zile hema za maonyesho. Kindly make your way to the tent. Let's occupy the seats so that our afternoon session can take off. Tafadhali, this is a call to everyone. Please join us so that we can begin our afternoon session.
Ingine mwecheche Madniji zote. The old na mirista ni za new school. Ingia kwa stage nikana dive kwa swimming pool. Getisha madem because my G, I'm so cool. Kuwagongezo sekta niko fertile kama bull. Top shooter, top shooter, top shooter wakiniona ni mambota. Top shooter, top shooter, top shooter G, hakuna kungoja. Top shooter, top shooter, top shooter riba zangu ndo anabonga. Top shooter, top shooter, top shooter kule baba kule.
Yani na dufla, yani dufla. Wanasema nimesota, mi sina do. Mara niko wash wash na osha do. Wachaya kuspread hizo rumors. Ati gari yangu ni alone. Mara nimewekwa na sponyo. Wachaya kuspread hizo rumors. Dada masi.
Don't spread, don't spread, don't spread. Don't spread, don't spread, don't spread. Don't spread, don't spread, don't spread. Don't spread, don't spread, don't spread.
Laki tu mina papa. Baby jina jasho imeniweka hapa. Inikufa, anakula bata. Wenye wivu wajinyonge wakitaka.
Wanababaika sana wakiona vile Mungu anafungua njia. Mwenzangu we pambana, usiseme Illuminati na nisaidia. Wanahangaika sana wakitafuta vile wataniharibia. Kile nachopata naridhika na najivunia. Wanasema nimesota, mi sina do. Mara niko wash wash na osha do. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors. Ati gari yangu ni alone. Mara nimewekwa na sponyo. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors.
Kutoka alo nilikutana naye Kilimani Nairobi 2015. Kibaridi cha asubuhi, kijua faniso kikali saa 5. Nairobi 2015. Nikamchagua yeye katikati ya wenzake watano. Nikamuomba kanio namba, moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. She's my number moja. Nikamuomba kaniomba namba, moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. Now she's my number moja. Yani namaanisha kwamba ndo tushawa tulipatana bongo niko tena.
Thank you so much. Ndo namaanisha kwamba tushaoana jamani.
DJ Eli.
I don't know why I'm saying that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the afternoon session. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you so much for being patient since morning. Na bado mko hapa jamani mkisikiza mambo ya innovation, research, science. We truly do appreciate. This is the first international conference on research, innovation, science, and technology. And the keynote speaker in the morning was just so, he was practical, he was so relatable. Yani alikuwa naongea hadi naona by the way maneno ya research ni very serious. If truly as a nation would truly be intentional about investing in research and innovation, I think we would move from this particular level to a totally different level. Not even the Singapore kind of level, like another higher level than that. But we are truly just honored to be here to celebrate with the Michuki National Polytechnic. Them having the first international conference is truly an achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to tell you just a few things about our afternoon session. I'd like us, if you can hear me kindly now, but I'm just requesting that we can just make our way to the hall so that we can actually give the keynote speaker of the afternoon some audience. So that we can give her some audience. She is Professor Lucy Warugoro. Professor Lucy Warugoro, the Dean RIO, Associate Professor, Data Science, School of Technology at KCA University, Kenya. And we are truly honored to have her here with us. She's going to speak on Industry 4.0 and 5.0 and future of work among the TVET's youth. And you can see that truly does touch the youth. So I'm requesting, if you can hear me and you're out there, you're a youth, kindly just make your way to the hall so that we can actually go to the to the afternoon session. The chair of this particular session is Dr. Frederick Agengo. Agengo will be giving us more info on this particular session. And then we have Rosemary Njoki as our rapporteur. After this particular session, we'll move into our parallel sessions. We're going to have several paper presentations in different rooms. Our ushers are going to direct us and show us where these presentations are happening. Right now, DJ, kindly give me some nice music. Kindly, if you can hear me, make your way to the hall so that we can start the afternoon session.
Snap your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, on the day they never seen that. Ain't fat, don't snap your fingers, then you lean back. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jackals.
I can't wait to see you. I can finally feel you. I say every day I pray for you. Oh, in my heart today, the permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a beat like you do. Cause now you are true, so I say I say for you what I feel like. Baby, now you are a big boy.
Thank you so much, my DJ. Asante sana. Allow me to appreciate the sponsors who've actually made this conference a success. I'm loving the energy. Very nice, very nice. All right, we are talking about the sponsors. You guys, surely. All right, the sponsors have actually made this day a success. And of course, tomorrow we'll be here still with a lot of presentations, a lot to learn from our keynote speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to appreciate Coca-Cola for being one of the sponsors. We have Farmers Choice. We have Kenya National Highways Authority. And of course, we have 3 banks who are here today with us. We have NCBA, we have KCB, and we have Equity, our listening and caring partner. Just walk to their tents and make sure that you get any money questions that you might have, bank questions, you want to open an account, you have a chama, you're thinking of opening an account, that is the place to go and see what benefits, what accounts have what benefits. That's the place to go. Sometimes we perish because of lack of knowledge, but they are here, we can ask them questions and not just see how we can benefit financially. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to appreciate Gown C. These are your trusted graduation partners. If you have your graduation, you're thinking of hiring gowns, they're the people to go to, and they will sort you out. And we have Magunas, our supermarket right here at Murang'a. Wako kila mahali. Wanasema kwamba wanasherehekea bei ya mwananchi. Ni ukweli, nakubaliana nao, wanasherehekea bei ya mwananchi, quality, affordable stuff. And then finally, we have our main sponsor, I've been told, is KNCCI. They are the ones who've actually made this particular conference happen. I just want to appreciate those of you who've come early and they are back here. I want to appreciate the team, Sunlaw Limited, for the good job they're doing. Sanlo is like you asking, at what point are you going to mention us, madam? I've done it. I've done it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this banter so that I can give you some time to just come and join us at the tent so that we can start this afternoon session. We are just waiting for a few dignitaries, our Madam Principal, Chief Principal, to join us. If she's going to join us, please, protocol guys and ushers, kindly just get in touch with me so that you can show me at what point we can proceed. But I was thinking we give them like just 10 minutes, then from there we can start. Tukimalizana na Professor Lucy Warugoro, we can go straight to the parallel sessions. This afternoon session is not going to be so crowded like the morning session, but we are definitely going to be learning something from Professor School of Technology, KCA University, right here in Kenya. All right, DJ, take it away to Kiendelea.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night, and I won't be long. Gotta do my hair, put my makeup on. It's Friday night, and I won't be long till I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. No, I ain't got cash, but I got you, baby.
Just you.
Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need
more than diamond, more than gold.
As long as I keep there. 1, 2, 3, drop. Go bend your back, go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. Ready to be 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max. I can't just kill me too many times. They want to see that it's, but I don't need a man. They love how me whine, it's a true religion. You dealing with the body, of course, or you dealing with the boss. If you break up, then you know that it's your loss. Upgrading every two that ever touch.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Clearly, we are in the Friday mood. We are. It's still Thursday. It's still Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Right now, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back, by the way. We were going to have an entertainment session from the Agikoyo cultural dance. I don't know if they are ready so that we can proceed with that. I think we have quite a took on a quorum right now. We can, all right, no. Oh, no problem, no problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on to the afternoon session. Our keynote speaker for the afternoon session is none other but Professor Lucy Warugoro. She has received awards, recognition as a researcher. And today she's here to share her insight in the world of research, innovation, science and technology. And we're just so honored to have her here with us. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the session chair. Wakati mwingine inaleta shida. Don't worry, it's the food. The food was good, perhaps too good. All right, I'm going to invite Dr. Ferdinand Agengo so that Fred Agengo so that he can just tell us more about the presenter, the keynote speaker. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Welcome back to the afternoon session. Mine is to introduce Professor. She's called Professor Lucy Waruguru Mburu. Prof is a distinguished scholar, a leader, and international researcher specialized in GIS science, geospatial data, artificial intelligence, predictive modeling, and digital transformation. She also a PhD in geoinformatics from the University of Edinburgh in Germany, and advanced postgraduate qualification in computer-based information systems from the University of Sunderland in the UK. Prof is the Dean of Research and Innovation and Outreach at KCA University. She has published in peer-reviewed journals, including the Journal of Engineering Application and Artificial Intelligence. She's published quite a number of papers in distinguished journals. She has been indexed within the research field with about 12 publications. So Prof is an academic leader, and she's earned a lot of recognitions both nationally and internationally. So let's welcome her for this session this afternoon. Thank you, Prof, and most welcome.
Thank you. So allow me to ride on the already laid protocol that was established this morning. Honorable distinguished guests and honorable participants, good afternoon. I feel honored to have been invited to the first or the inaugural conference at Michuki National Polytechnic. It's actually my first time to be here. Many congratulations to, to the chief principal, because you guys have turned 70 and you have shown us that life begins at 70, because this is when you're actually starting the upward trajectory. I wish you well and sincerely congratulate you. I would like to share my presentation. I don't know, will it be possible for? Okay. I think it's showing a different screen. So the moment it goes to PowerPoint, you should be able to see it. I think it's okay now. I wonder why it's not showing. Okay. Yeah, so welcome once again. I think we can start now. Okay, so as I was introduced, I am the Dean of Research, Innovation, and Outreach at KCA University. So I actually work at the intersection between research, innovation, and collaboration for research. And that is the reason why I'm actually honored to come here and give this keynote that I hope will be able to inspire young learners and also drive the transformational agenda of TVET. So, yeah, I would like to give us a bit of history because I'm supposed to be talking about Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0, and maybe it's important that we start at the beginning. You see, with the first industrial revolution, which was some time before the World War, I think it was actually in the 19th century, we had steam-powered engines. I think we know, some of you already know about this. We had steam-powered engines that were used to create locomotives and other machines. I actually had the honor to stay in Mannheim some time back, and specifically in a place called Neckarau. This is actually the home of Carl Benz, the guy who was credited with innovation of the Mercedes-Benz. So I just want to tell you a bit, some small story about that one. So Carl Benz created Model 1 of the Mercedes-Benz. And then he didn't really like it so much. So years later, he created Model 2. It was just in his garage. And then after a while, he created Model 3. Now, around 1888, when he had this Model 3 that he was not showing anyone, any member of the public, his wife, I think it was called Bertha Benz, yeah, she decided to take this Mercedes-Benz Model 3 and drove it from Mannheim all the way to a place called Pforzheim to visit her mother. And you see, this was actually the first locomotive, yeah? So it raised a lot of awareness. Of course, Carl was not very happy about it, but that was the beginning of public awareness about Mercedes, yeah? Please don't hide your innovation such that your wife has to take it out to the world, yeah? Okay, so this was the first industrial revolution. And then, I don't know why it's not projecting anymore. So, yeah, so then around the beginning of the 20th century, we had the second industrial revolution that was driven by, we had the powered, electricity came and we had the powered factories and mass production. And then towards the end of the 20th century, just after the World War, we had the mainframe computers and other big computers that could be used in offices. I'm making specific reference to the World War because you can imagine if computers had come before the World War, we would even be sitting here today. I think the world would have perished, yeah? But so we are saying after the World War, around the later part of the 20th century, we had Industry 3.0. And then now, of course, we have 4.0, and this was, it was a term that was coined also by the German government in 2011. And this was in reference to the companies that were coming up with smart devices, embedded devices, data control, and so on, in many of those federal republics, the federal counties are called Bundesländer, that were manufacturing their own goods to sell within the federal state. So here we are now talking about smart automation. We are talking about computers that are smaller than the ones that were in the third generation. We are talking about robotics, artificial intelligence. And so we can actually say that now we are living somewhere between Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0, where we are saying, yeah, the future, it's really the future of work, but is it really a future? This is actually the now, we are living in it. Yeah. So it is becoming very critical to understand both Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0 so that we know how we can be able to leverage this. For example, if you look at Industry 4.0, these smart devices are generating a lot of raw data. We're having massive data sets that are being generated automatically through monitoring. And yeah, I think electronics have today refused me. Can you still hear me? Yeah, so this data can be used for decision making, but for it to be sufficient for decision making, yeah, we can say that data is the new oil. Where is the refinery? Who are the refiners? Yeah? Because remember, how oil is refined directly affects the kind of oil that you get. Yeah? So it's still the same thing with data, the new oil, that we need to get to equip the refiners with skills such that they can be able to to process this data correctly, manage it correctly, and so that it can be able to aid in decision support. So when you hear about so when you hear of these terms, yeah, IoT, we have AI, big data. We have these ones on the list, yeah, but we still have others. You see, there is quite a number of terms that encompass Industry 4.0. Like, for example, I'm sure you've heard of distributed ledger technology, yeah, blockchain, yeah. You've heard of quantum computing, you've heard of mixed reality, which encapsulates virtual reality, augmented reality, and so on. So all these technologies, yeah, when they come and they're used to control the machines, they're used to monitor quality, analyze data, then we get Industry 4.0, yeah. So we are really talking about an environment of smart, connected, and intelligent production. We are also talking about a case where machines speak to each other and they generate data that does their own self-monitoring. And we can also have situations where we can build digital twins of, for example, a smart environment. A smart city can have its digital twin that helps to monitor the city. We can have, for example, in precision agriculture, we can have an electronic copy of a farm and so on. Yeah? So we are really talking about very intelligent production. Now, let's talk about some of the weaknesses, or can we say the challenges that characterized in the Industry 4.0. Fear of jobs. Yeah. People are saying that these machines, yeah, when they come and do all these things, what will we do? In fact, there was a meme of someone, I don't know whether you saw it, some Korean lady who was washing dishes, or washing clothes with the hand, and then she was frowning and saying, oh, they say the AI was going to come and take our jobs. How come I'm still washing dishes? Yeah. So yeah, but you see, this, in fact, it is, there have been a lot of papers that have been written. In fact, UNESCO even published a paper to say that by 2030, about 90 million jobs will be displaced. Yeah? And they will be replaced by jobs that require a different set of skills from what was there. Yeah? Like, for example, purely automated jobs are going to be replaced, clerical jobs and so on, and then we are going to have more jobs that require critical thinking, design thinking, and so on. Yeah? So, of course, most of those people who did not have those skills were scared. We also have the challenge of, you see, when machines are interconnected like that, sometimes they become hard to manage. Because if the network fails, what happens? Yeah? We have other issues like cybersecurity and so on. There is also the problem of waste, because you see, if you're walking and you get lost, usually you will not have walked too far unless umechanganyikiwa kabisa, yeah? If you are driving and you get lost, most of the time you will have driven quite far. In this case, we are flying. Where will you have gotten by the time you get direction? Yeah. So it's really you see, when we are talking about very high production rate and we are using a lot of material to do the production, when there is a mistake made, it leads to a lot of waste. And of course, the last one is about burnout. The Industry 4.0 is more of machine focused. We focus more on productivity and less on the human wellness. So there's really a lot of burnout and job dissatisfaction. And that is what brings me to Industry 5.0. So this one kind of combines the power of machines and the intelligence of the human being in order to bring a very powerful, complex product. Yeah. But in addition to this, we are talking about innovation, but we also have two other things in the equation. We also have collaboration and sustainability. Very, very strong. Yeah? So that we are saying we are keeping all the other stuff from Industry 4.0, but then we bring in the human and we put that human at the center. Yeah? So, of course, this is a more powerful revolution. And it's really now assuring workers that, no, you're not being replaced. In fact, you're being made efficient, and you're going to be the decision makers. Yeah? So can everyone then come up with their unique ideas, and then together we make the machines even more powerful. Of course, now in this case, we are saying that we now move from the mechanical routine of everyday activity, and we now focus on how do we build ideas, how do we solve complex problems, and create custom solutions. So I already told you about the digital twin, where we have this twin of the city. Yeah? In this case, we still have digital twins, but it's the twin of the human being. Yeah? It's the twin of the twin of the brain that is supposed to control this machine, so that you see the decision becomes even better. So then the question becomes here, yeah? If you are an employer, of course some of you are employers, I'm also talking to the students. Yeah? If you are an employer and you have, let's say 4 things, yeah? These are the most basic. Which one would you give more priority? Would you hire someone who is very good with HCI? Will you think of someone who has sustainability in mind? Sustainability is a practice of using resources in a way that will make it available to the next generation. Yeah, will make the next generation also be able to use those resources efficiently. So are you going to think about that as the most important thing? Or will you be focusing on resilience? Yeah? Or is it going to be ethics? I want to give you another example. There are some statistics that I had. I think they're in my phone. I forgot to carry. But you see, Kenya, if you compare Kenya with Nigeria, for example, in the case of how much carbon waste is generated, Nigeria is they generate more carbon waste per tons, yeah, per millions of tons. But but you see, Nigeria is a more densely populated place, so I'm not going to use Kenya as the best example, yeah? So let me use Nigeria as the best example. The population of Nigeria is about, as of 2022, I think it was about 723 million, if I'm not wrong. And at that time, in 2021, they were generating about 234 million liters, 234 million tons of carbon dioxide. That was the emission, yeah? Look at Germany. Germany has a population of about 78 million. How much millions of tons of carbon dioxide do they generate? About 720 something. Almost, Nigeria is generating almost 16% less of emission, but they have almost 3 times more the population. Yeah. So then the question becomes, when we talk about sustainability, who should be who should learn from who? Yeah. Who should go for benchmarking of how to produce less carbon emissions? But that doesn't really mean that we should now stop focusing on sustainability. Yeah? We are doing well, but we should continue to protect the environment and also to work ethically. So I want to bring us back to Africa, where we are talking about this journey that we are moving towards Industry 5.0. Yeah? African countries have common characteristics, some of which are good and some are bad. I will start with the good news, that the median age, we have a median age advantage. Yeah? Like, for example, most of the African countries, you will find that the youth are the ones who are the majority of the people at work, yeah, the job market. So, and that is, of course, it's completely different out there in the West, yeah. And that means that African countries have high productivity, they have high resilience, and they also have, they also assure of longer term service before they go into pension, yeah. At the same time, we also have underutilized innovation capacity that TVETs can gladly tap into and be able to leverage on. We have labor shortage, and this now brings me to the entrepreneurship aspect of 5.0, where we are saying, yeah, can we stop going to look for jobs and start creating these jobs? We also have a very large informal economy, and I was very glad to hear that one of the polytechnics, I don't remember which one, was actually bringing the industry into campus, yeah. And I'm thinking that we can even move beyond that to start offering micro certifications, where we are saying that yes, these jobs, they are the majority, but they are not bad. They are actually the ones that are driving the economy. Can we now introduce the paperwork into it to make it standardized? We have skills mismatch that, again, TVETs need to exploit in terms of alignment, so that we don't have stagnation of opportunity as a result of the mismatch. Another thing that is producing stagnation is a digital divide. And of course, we have one group that has, especially like the Gen Z, most of them are very techno-savvy and they have these devices. And then we also have others that don't. And also because of the remoteness of some places, you find it's very difficult to access some of the digital services. I was talking to someone over lunch, and one of the things that we talked about was brain drain, where our ideas are being stolen by the West. Our workers, after they graduate, they are being encouraged to go outside and look for jobs. And when I say outside, I mean outside Kenya. It's good because this individual will go out there and get a job, but what does it do to the economy? Yeah? You are the one who have upskilled. You know, education is an investment. And then this person goes out there. Yeah? How can we be able to leverage Industry 5.0 to ensure that there is no brain drain? In fact, we should have brain gain, where people from outside are coming into the country and generating ideas and money. I think we had money is very, very important. So we are actually balancing between some advantage that we have this very a lot of youth productivity, and we have another one that is low productivity as a result of mismatch and digital divide. So we need to find a way of leveraging the advantage and also minimizing the threat, so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. So moving forward, we are saying that really TVETs need to evolve, so that we now move beyond the usage of tools, and we start focusing on the creation of these tools. And that, of course, brings us to the concept of applied research. You know, for the longest time possible, research has been thought to be the domain of universities. Please, it is not. Research is for everyone. You can do research in your own way, your own magnitude, but the important thing is that you should continue to do research, because this helps to refine your knowledge. It helps you to align with what is out there. It helps you to solve gaps, to identify which gaps exist, and also to identify the optimal solutions for solving the gaps. Of course, we have technology incubation industry. I will not really talk about all these things, but we are just saying that there is quite a lot of things that can help with structural transformation of TVETs, so that we move from the paradigm shift of this is a technical training institute. We are not really focusing on acquisition of technical skills, but instead we want to bring out graduates that have that are very innovative, have a lot of teamwork and collaboration, and focus on sustainability. So in fact, when we talk about the first international conference of Michuki National Polytechnic, we say that this is actually, it signals this paradigm shift. So we actually are in the right trajectory. Can we now continue with that? Of course, I will suggest some of the other things that we can be able to do so that we leverage 5.0. So we are saying that we should move from being training centers to being the engines of innovation. For example, in this county, Michuki National Polytechnic is actually, can we say it's a baby of Murang'a County? Can we ensure that Murang'a County gains significantly as a result of what is offered here? Of course, as an associate professor of the university, I have to sell the university perspective. We are saying that here, universities for the longest time possible have been doing research. So it's very important that we try to benchmark with universities as research hubs and see how can we be able to garner the research expertise and the resources so that we align with the industry 5.0. Of course, one of the things that we do at KCA University is we have research clusters, and these are interdisciplinary. We don't have clusters that have just one subject. We will have an entrepreneur, we'll have someone in IT, we'll have someone in social sciences and so on, so that when there is a call for grants, then the whole group is completely multidisciplinary. Of course, we have the Research, Innovation and Outreach Division where I'm the Dean, and our focus here is really to centrally coordinate the activities of research and also the activities of innovation. So we just simply facilitate and manage any innovation outputs. At the same time, it is important for universities not to monopolize the research, so it's important that we democratize the access of research to TVETs. Because I think TVETs for the longest time possible have been focused on more on training and less on research. So it's very important to bring them gently on board and open up the research space for them too. So of course we are saying that universities have this role. They have the obligation to break those barriers, the traditional barriers, and actively share the research resources, the data, collaborative opportunities, and so on. In fact, about 2 weeks ago, I attended a stakeholder forum that was called for by the State Department for Science, Research and Innovation. And one of the thorny issues that was put on the table was, where are the TVETs? Why are the universities not collaborating with the TVETs? Actually, it was quite disturbing. And I think moving forward, it's very, very important that we do these partnerships so that we bridge the gap and we gain from each other, because both the university and the TVET have a lot to offer. So we're saying here that we should focus on both the production of knowledge and also the practical skills and problem-solving ability so that we prepare our graduates for the future market. I know that TVETs are very well aligned now with CBE. We have this crop that is now just currently joined senior secondary, and soon they will be spilling into the universities and technical and the national polytechnics and even the technical institutes. But I think I can honestly say that the TVETs are better prepared for them than the universities. Because the universities, it varies from university to university. Some are trying to see what can we do. Others just, we have still not started thinking about it. But it's important that we have this alignment with the competency-based education and see how we can be able to bring in this new crop. Of course, I can't stress more about data science alignment. Both industry 4.0 and 5.0 are generating a lot of data, and it's very important to learn analytical skills so that we can be able to keep up to date with respect to policy alignment. So essentially what I'm saying here is that yes, universities are research hubs, but at the same time, TVETs are also, they encapsulate the knowledge of the technical knowledge and also the innovation. So it's very important to develop this hub and spoke model where we have the university on one side, but we also have the TVETs, the industry, and the government collaborating together. So in fact, TVETs in this case, yeah, we can call them applied innovation labs because they are kind of like the pipeline between the classroom and the market. And TVETs have a lot of advantages, like for example, flexibility of these short courses, so that it's very easy to change with the market, rapid experimentation, and even the sandboxes where we are saying that the graduates are, the students are allowed to experiment and fail and try again. And I think that such environment is very, very good for the purpose of idea to commercialization, pipeline. So I want to move slightly further. I've been told I don't have much time. So just to spotlight Michuki National Polytechnic, we are saying that here, with your kind of advantage, it is possible to actually do quite a lot more in order to leverage 5.0. One of the things is that given the, the environment within which you are, that is actually agrotech friendly, it is possible to have an agri-tech innovation center, where we are saying here that you can actually pilot solutions for smart farming. You can pilot, I think I saw there some mechanical tools that are able to help farmers. And of course, we are saying that you can also have some small solutions for the local problems that farmers have. Yeah? Of course, we also have the digital, the SME digitization, where you can work with the SMEs on certification projects, e-commerce apps, and so on. And then micro-credentials that I talked about. But the focus here should be on impact to the community, so that we have the community benefiting from the skills. So indeed, the future skills matrix encompasses 4 key things, among others. Again, I won't read through them, but we are saying here that innovation, the ability to innovate so that you are able to create a job rather than seek jobs, and also the ability to collaborate and think sustainability is what the future worker should, those are the abilities that the future worker should have. Think also of quality, because again, research without quality is meaningless. Innovation without quality also is not is not credible. It is very important that TVET research should meet the global standards. Of course, we can also talk about the pathways to innovation and commercialization, but I won't really talk about this so much because the previous keynote speaker already talked about this idea to commercialization pathway. I think he had the 4, I only introduced the last one on validation, where we're saying we have the ideation, you prototype, validate it with users, and then of course you protect the IP before it enters the market. But the focus here is on money. Of course, it's important that the graduate who goes out there can be able to make money. I already talked about networking with the government, industry, and universities. Very, very important. And we are saying here, just like the PS had said in the morning, collaboration is not negotiable. It's actually mandatory that universities and TVETs, they provide the solutions. I think we can start with the industry. The industry provides the problems. And then the universities, and the academia provides the solutions, and then the government enables the implementation. So in terms of funding diversification, again, that was also very much stressed by the previous speaker. And there was someone who asked a question that I found very interesting. What is it that the institutions can do so that we stop relying on external funding? Yeah? Of course, we can rely on government capitation, but the government should also increase the allocation, because I wish the PS was still here, because it's research has shown that actually the TVETs need more allocation for the purpose of research and innovation, maybe 10 or 20% more that is actually gotten, but this should actually be dedicated funding with the proper accountability where we can measure the budget line to the impact. Like for example, for this budget line, what are the innovations that have hit the market? How many graduates have actually gone out there and started their spin-offs and employed others? So if those metrics can be obtained, then it will actually justify why the government should fund research and innovation. Of course, other ways of making money, I've seen already bottled water and so on. Last week, I had the opportunity to go to Accra and we visited University of Ghana, and I saw IPU. They have a concept called IPU, I think institutional production units, where they produce, like the mechanical engineering produces agricultural tools, the electrical engineering produces solar charging units and so on. Those are actually things that you can think about in establishing academic and financial freedom so that we don't have to rely on external funding. It's really about self-sustainability. Of course, strengthening graduates. Here, this can be done through allowing the graduates to pursue advanced degrees, joint supervisions with university professors. Yeah? It's very, very important that you have a joint supervision model where the TVET supervisor is supervising the methodology and technical skills, and then the university supervisor is supervising the literature review approach. Of course, mentorship pipelines are also very important. This is just about the digital transformation roadmap. Again, since I will be sharing these slides, I will not really dwell on this. Green and sustainable technology integration. This is one of the key characteristics of Industry 5.0. It's very, very important to align with sustainability. And that takes me, this is actually aligned to the next slide, yeah? That how do we build reputation? And at the same time, how do we generate income? Of course, the first is research visibility. You know, if you can do some work here and generate some good results, but few people know. But if you publish, the world will know. So it's very important to establish research visibility, to establish international collaborations. Maybe you already have, but TVET should reach out more to international partners. Hosting international conferences like this one and publishing applied research. Going back to the issue of carbon emission, yeah? Given that we already know that Kenya can be benchmarked, why not develop a sustainability project beyond solar? Everyone, even the West is doing solar. Yeah? Why not develop a sustainability project and then establish some summer school where Europeans will be coming to benchmark and learn? Believe you me, they will come and they will charge high registration fees. Yeah, so that's just, I mean, we have a lot of things that we are saying can actually help to build institutional reputation. So of course, global competitiveness, and we can also talk about policy alignment. It's very, very important to align with national policy and the global framework when we are thinking about moving into the future of work and the next future. Of course, it's important to also leverage on data analytics and use data as a strategic asset. So I can ask, maybe are TVETs tracking employability of their graduates? Maybe yes. Is it optimal? Are you able to track, like for example, right now, do you have a database where you can tell, like last year, the people who graduated last year, how many are in jobs? How many are still looking for jobs? It's very, very important for decision support. So we are saying that we should move towards evidence-based decision making. So the youth, the TVET youth of 2035 would look like that. Yeah. You would have those characteristics where we are saying that we are saying entrepreneurial is at the very center, but is also an engineer, an artisan, technician, and so on. So these are actually the characteristics that we should be building into the future of work. So in concluding, we are saying that the future of work belongs to those who build that future, and TVETs are actually in the midst of those who are building the future. And the current Industry 4.0 demands competence among the graduates. But Industry 5.0 demands conscience where we are saying that yes, we have the competence, but we should also have the conscience, where we are thinking about the next generation, we are thinking about other people and collaborating with them, and we are also thinking innovation. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation, despite the afternoon and the heat.
Thank you. Let's give a clap to Prof. A better one. I think Prof has done a very good job telling us about Industry 5.0 and Industry 4.0. Let's give a good clap. I think, thank you so much. Because of we have another session after this. We have the paper presentations that are going to take place after this. Maybe I'll kindly only give 2 chances for anyone who may want to ask a question or a comment so that we can be able to prepare for the next session. Just 2. Maybe one from this side and one from the other side, if there's any.
Do we have any questions? We have one here from Dr.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof. A very great presentation, very simply delivered. I am conflicted on the position and the role that the university is playing in TVET and the mainstream TVET, because now leveraging on the opportunities that TVET creates and that it generates. Now the universities now have developed TVET centers within the university. So you have many TVET centers within the universities, and then we have the TVETs. I'm a proponent of the TVET from my background. I have been in academia before I transitioned as well. What is the best model that you would advise an institution like Michuki University? I mean, Michuki Technical TVET, eh? Yes. What modalities would be easy for them to engage, especially with the university? I have a model of how I think a regulator like KEPS, which is a strong player, should engage with a TVET. But what is the position of the engagement with the university? Because just like you said, it's very, very important. That collaboration, the silo mentality needs to be broken. And we can see this from Professor Shaukat, what he's also trying to do in the new State Department, of giving relevance and a lot of spotlight to the TVET. That also would also help me, because I have a very big pool of universities that I'm already collaborating with, developing commercial products. How do I bring in the TVET in my collaborations with the universities as well? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the first question you have is on role of universities. And I want to plead guilty that indeed the universities are very, they are very reluctant to give up that component of TVET back to the TVETs, yeah? You know, even when the universities were told, no, you don't need to teach diplomas and certificates, this need to go to TVET, they decided instead of now taking those students to the TVET institutions, can we create some technical unit within the university that will handle it? It's really about money, yeah? But honestly, I mean, if we are honest with ourselves, we can say that yes, we can leave the the technical, can we say the delivery of technical skills to the TVET, and then we focus more on the research component, the research and innovation component. But again, of course, this is a man-eat-man society. What modalities for TVETs to engage with universities? I had mentioned a few of them. In my opinion, I would think that yes, we can open up the research space and also collaborate with TVETs in joint projects, joint mentorship, joint supervision of projects, and so on, so that we are all helping the community by spewing out graduates that are industry relevant, or they are relevant for the problem solving of the current job market. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Thank you. Maybe if you have a last one, yes, maybe from Dr. Bakiro, you can take one.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that
excellent lecture. I'm always interested in learning new technologies. The issues on data. Recently, I was told the richest country in 2030 will be the one which is having a lot of data. And this simply means that who owns data controls it. In the light of digital divide, what can we do to secure our data in Africa? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, that's a very, very important question. That on one side, we have, Africa is very data rich. We have a lot of data about unique phenomena that you cannot see anywhere else in the world, yeah? And then most of can we say because of the industrialization that happened earlier elsewhere, most of those people have already solved most problems. They don't have a lot of problems to solve. So we are the ones that they can come to looking for research problems, yeah, and innovation problems. But at the same time, we are constrained with data. I know that the government and also some other affiliations have started coming up with the HPCs, the high performance computing environments, so that they encourage researchers and innovators within the country to save their work and also do analysis within the HPC environments. And that I find to be a very, very critical move in terms of allowing can we say safe storage of our own data rather than releasing it to other countries where we really do not have control over. But of course, it's true that the person who has data is actually the richest. Yeah? You see Uber, yeah? If you talk about Uber here today, the owner of Uber does not own cars. Yeah? They just own the platform and the data is generated and they get millions. Yeah? And let me talk about billions. Yes, and several other such models that are data dependent. So really data is, it's really the source of richness.
Thank you so much. I think because of time, we may not be able to allow for any other questions. Kindly, for those who have questions, you can maybe see the prof at your own time before she leaves this place. Otherwise, thank you so much for this session. I've been the chair, Dr. Fred Agengo, and giving back to our MC. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us appreciate the chair, Dr. Frederick Agengo, and of course, our prof, Professor Lucy, for giving us such practical and forward-looking insights in the industry. We truly do appreciate. Thank you, Professor. Tumpige makofi one more time, Professor. Asante, Madam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'd like to give some directions on our next session, which is the parallel session. We are going to have our presenters giving us some few presentations in several rooms. We have 3 rooms. The first room is room MB16, we have a building there that's written multipurpose complex. There we are going to have the sub-theme, food security and agribusiness for sustainable development, entrepreneurship and innovation for economic development, green skills and sustainable practices. Then we have another room, this one, which is the plenary hall. Here we are going to have the sub-theme, engineering and industry 4.0 and 5.0. And then we are going to have digital transformation and emerging technologies. And then we have the final room, which is the conference hall. The conference hall there, we are going to have the subtitle, Inclusive TVET for Sustainable Development and Cross-Cutting Issues. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 22 presenters who are going to be taking us through this particular session. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all the names, but we are advised, our presenters, to meet at the staff lounge so that we can be guided further. Yeah. With your permission, should I read the names of the halls? Perfect. Thank you very much. For MB16, the multipurpose complex, we are going to have 8 members. The first one is Cyrus Maina from Mukiria TTI. We have Daniel Karanja from Mukiria. We have Ken Kamau Mwangi from Thika Technical Training Institute. We have Brian Kim Kemboy from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. Then we have Nixon Gogo from Kenya Coast National Polytechnic. We have Angela Wangoi from Thika Technical Training Institute. We have Sami Kipking-Teach from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have Moses Njogu from Michuki National Polytechnic. That is going to happen in MB16, the multipurpose complex, room 16. All right, for the plenary room here, we have 7 members, 7 presenters. We have Adam Yakini Chao Machofi from Michuki National Polytechnic. We have Clive Mokono Omurwa from Moi University. We have Boniface Asangula from Matili Technical Training Institute. We have John Lumukwana from Michuki National Polytechnic. Herbert Njagi from Mukiria Technical Training Institute. Boniface Gitau from Jeremiah Nyaga National Polytechnic. And finally, we have Cornelius Kip Koech from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, for the conference hall, we are going to have Amos Tonui from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. We have Charlotte Kip Koech from the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Karen Kamau from Thika Technical Training Institute. We have Doris Mwende from Thika Technical Training Institute. Caroline Kogo from the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Cheriyot Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. And finally, we have Alfred Kemboy from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. It is Cheriyot Maritime from Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational. Kibkaba's. It is the Abu Kudu thing. Kibkaba's Technical and Vocational College. Thank you very much, sir, for that correction. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our presenters. Thank you so much today. You've been a wonderful, wonderful guests. Tomorrow we are still going to be here for a lot of keynote presentations. I'm urging you to be here quite early so that we can continue with our program. Vile ambavyo imefanyika leo. Thank you so much. God bless you. Right now we are breaking into the parallel sessions. Are we guided? Asante. Asante. All right.
Okay, an emphasis, kindly the presenters move to the staff lounge where the ushers will guide you to the respective venues. All the presenters, please, let's move to the staff lounge where the ushers will guide you to the respective venues. Thank you.
I'd just like to appreciate the keynote speakers for the day, Dr. Samuel, Professor Lucy, the plenary team, the exhibitors, the sponsors, the tutors, the principals, the trainees. Thank you so much for being here. We truly do appreciate you. Right now, if you allow me, I'm going to leave you in the very able hands of my DJ. I've been your host for the day. My name is MC Dinda, and it's truly been an honor. Thank you so much. DJ, twende kazi. Asante, asante. Thank you. All right, as we are moving out, let me read the sponsors of the day, the sponsors who made this possible and our partners. We have Gown C, your trusted graduation partner. Thank you so much, Gown C. We appreciate. We have Farmer's Choice, your guarantee of quality. We have NCBA, we have Equity Bank, and we have KCB Bank. We have Coca-Cola. We have the Kenya National Highways Authority, Maguna's Supermarket. We have the Nation Media Group, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have KNCCI, who have actually made this particular conference possible. Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you so much for being here today, ladies and gentlemen. We meet tomorrow, same place, same time. I've been your host. My name is MC Dinda. God bless. DJ. Bye to... All right, thank you very much, my DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, we have directed as to where The sub-themes will be, if you are interested in food security, agribusiness, and sustainable development, multipurpose complex is your place, entrepreneurship and innovation for economic development, green skills and sustainable practices, multipurpose room is your place to be. If your interest is in engineering and industry 4.0, 5.0, digital transformation and emerging technologies, we are going to be here at the plenary hall. And finally, I just felt like it's important that I repeat so that we can actually get the sub-themes very clearly. And finally, at the conference hall, we are going to have the inclusive TVET for sustainable development, cross-cutting issues. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the direction. I wish us well in our parallel sessions. Madam, how are you? All right, DJ, take it away.
The music we making it touch your soul, take you to a place you never been before. Africa tunaikamia tu most spana. I'm Kenyan, so you know I'm a marathon runner.
DJ Eli.
Unaishiaje vi basic, nika kesho iko promise. Na kuna rasi tesi, napenda album ya Chronics. Nyuma yangu na teshi, nomba niende mbali. Wanakungote udedi, wene wagawe mali. I'm currently not in a position to kill poverty. Sina kitu kwa mpesa usini hale please. Natafuta kitu in many different currencies. Blackjack disease, waiva kidai shop me trending overseas. Mekana gadi kubwa, let me show my keys. Lazika juu ya meza uone emblem jadi. Na shizgi ndio stima wacha kente nani. Keep jogging, keep jogging. Keep jogging, keep jogging. Yeah, keep jogging, keep jogging. Keep jogging, keep jogging. Yeah.
First cafe banga 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 banga. People like Amanda Wilson, you please fire bang. Oui ma MFM, hypocrite shut it can. Hypocrite. First cafe banga. 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 First cafe banga, tic tac. First cafe banga, tic tac. First cafe banga, tic tac. Bad girl create youpi. Bad cafe bad man digging. Bad girl create youpi. Bad son shut up and cut chat bidim.
Nimewakumba, nimewaweka bamba, ni blanda, umalizia madawa kwenye blanda. Kama ni mbaya basi ni blanda. Kuwa kafiti sana jo kupiga pamba. Nasi kelele basi nasi kujigamba. Sanda vile wanavunjika kwenye kanda. Akina Rosina na akina Yolanda. Cheza kunele muka chinde na kumanda. Vile unacheza uko viti umeweza. Yoyo nzuru mependeza weni wale joka chacha. Take it down low, take it down low.
Right. Take it down low a little bit, DJ. I just want to mention the chair, the session chair. MB16, we are going to have Pauline Karaoke as our session chair, with Adams Giacchini as our rapporteur. Then right here at the hall, we are going to have Dr. Fred Agengo as our chair, session chair, Agengo. Kindly njoo uendelee na kazi jamani. Then we have Zakaria Rono as our rapporteur. And finally, at the conference hall, we're going to have Dr. Mark Adero as the session chair, and Adam Wanyonyi as the rapporteur. I'd also like to appreciate my co-MC, Mr. Nguma, for doing a remarkable job. Thank you so much. And right now, I'd like to say the first international conference on research, innovation, science, and technology right here at the Michuki National Polytechnic. I would say it has been a success. I'd like to appreciate the Kenya Prisons, the Moranga chapter. Thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate you. We have quite a number of things that have been created by the prisoners. I just like the fact that you're out here, you're out there talking to the prisoners, rehabilitating them, giving them skills so that when they leave the prisons and get out get out into the job market, they actually have something to depend on, something to feed them. We appreciate that. That is very, very noble. You can support them by buying the products that they have. They have quite a number of products that are affordable, that are quality, that you are going to absolutely, absolutely love. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you in the very able hands of Dr. Adero, Mark Adero. Thank you very much. DJ, twende kazi.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Baby girl, now you me I choose. Other girls, them no fit compare. Say you be the one with the complete me. Oh, no, 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 no. Baby girl, now you me I choose. Other girls, them no fit compare. Almost in my love pass overseas. Oh, yeah. Get the way that you come body, oh. Baby girl, make you draw for me, oh. Things you do, girl, I know it's oh. Baby, make I spend money on the way that you come body, oh. Baby girl, make you draw for me, oh. Now go play you like Ronaldo. I wanna make you mine, cause you know, say I can make you my wife. Make you smile, oh, I can. I'm on to show, baby, I can treat you right, girl, I can.